Terry's the oldest daughter. She's the one that they pushed to be a successful lawyer, so she was definitely into the books all the time and was the achiever of the family. As the achiever, she forfeits having a nurturing life as a mother, which she really envies in her middle sister, Maxine. I think we all see Mama Jo as the leader of the family, and after she passes, we kind of all fall apart, and it's up to Maude to kind of thread us all back together after we've all spread out and dispersed in different areas. Vivica playing Maxine is certainly the clown, the loudmouth, the one who's very nurturing, but also a lot of fun, like a lot of middle children are. And Nia, being the youngest bird, is always looking for help. Her life is always kind of a little scattered, and she always needs her bigger sisters to come to the rescue. The tradition of Sunday night soul food dinner at Mama's house is a chance to discuss the activities of the week, to keep in touch with old stories and history and get some wise thoughts from Mama Jo, because she's always willing and ready and able to give lots of advice, and sometimes you don't want to hear it, but most of the time it does some good. When you've got a team, when you've got a family that loves you, that supports you, that's all the strength in the world you can get through anything. And I think that's what, with each crisis that every character has in this movie, as a family, that's how they survive, by relying on each other, and that's what family's all about.
This one is showing like the different families, the different ups and downs that we all go through, but that we all need to stick together as a family to have foundation for our future. Well, most definitely Mama Jo is the glue behind the family. And she knows how her 3 daughters are. She's raised us, seen us get married, now have children. And she knows how to smooth out the waters. Maxine and Kenny have the best relationship out of all of them because we have children. I believe that our relationship is more solid. We have a more foundation. We've been together for a long time. We haven't really had to go through the ups and downs of success. We're just the basic working family. Sunday dinners were always very important in my house because it was when the family got together and they worshiped and, you know, went to church. And it was just a day where it wasn't about business, about who was successful. It was just about the family being together. When the pieces start falling apart, he helps to glue them back together through the eyes of a child who doesn't want to see his family break up. That you have to thank Mama Jo for instilling that in him, that from him being a child, that he got to see that, no, family's really important. Mama Jo sometimes reminds me of my mother with the cooking and keeping the family together, and even when we all get on each other's nerves and fight with one another, that's still your brother, that's still your sister, you're still supposed to love one another.
Bird is the youngest of the 3 sisters, and I think sometimes she does get a kick out of their bickering, but for the most part, she tries to be the peacemaker. She is a mixture of the two. She's got the soulfulness of Maxine, but I think she's also got the sophisticated side of Terry. It means no matter what's going on in everyone's lives, it's something that we can all bank on Sunday. You will see the family, everybody on Sunday, and it's definitely a ritual. And so it kind of gives the audience a chance to see all of the characters together in one place. I think it tells us that no matter what goes on in the day, how much responsibility we have as individuals in this society to always come back to where you came from, which is your family. It's important to sort of develop and hone in on those relationships that keep you going. And I think that's what this is about. I think that's what soul food is all about. And it's a universal message. It just doesn't, it's not for just for African Americans. It's for everybody. And that's what's nice about it. You know, everyone can relate to something that happens in this film. I guarantee you.
I think the whole point of their relationship and where it goes astray is the fact that he needs attention. You know, like we all need. He needs affection, and he needs for her to support his hopes. Every Sunday, you know, you're gonna go over to Mama Joe's, and you're gonna have a good meal, and you're gonna laugh, and you're gonna sing, and you know, and there are gonna be some arguments, and you know, it's just a special day. Writers who are directors are more interested in not that you say the or and or the sentence has to be said this way, but they're more interested in the grit, the meat, the power, the passion, the humor of the situation, you know? And I think that George seems to be very much headed in that same direction. I think that what the film ends up saying or showing, hopefully, is that, you know, family is binding. You know, no matter what you feel or would want to do, the family is very important.
Lim basically is kind of like a blue-collar kind of guy, but he wants to do everything that he can. He loves his wife dearly, and he wants to be the provider. He wants to be the man, and he knows his role that he has to play, and it gets kind of frustrating to him in the film when certain things don't happen for him, but he knows that the love is there, and he just wants to keep that love strong. Ahmad is very perceptive, and he's very smart and bright, and I think he just likes that guy. I think he likes Ahmad a lot. You know, he's a smart kid. You know, he just wants to kind of take him under his wing and, you know, do the right thing. I think Sunday dinners helps the family after a long, hard week of working, stress and strife in the world. Helps the family come together, feel unified, you know, get the real sense of love. You know, it keeps the conversation going, keeps the family together.
Ahmad is trying to hold the family together because it's like me and Mother Joe have that relationship between one another, and she tells me that she wants, now it's up to me now. His dad and him have a special relationship. Even the mom, you know, they have a nice bond, and it's like everyone loves Ahmad, and you know, everyone gets along with Ahmad and the whole family. It's really exciting to me, and you know, it's real special to me, and I like Ahmad's character. I mean, it's really seen out of his eyes, and while the story is going along, real action is going along, and a voiceover is going over it sometimes too. And you know, I'm just telling the whole story about my family, and it's real special to me. Family is the most important thing. I mean, you can have a good friend or something like that, but your family's always going to be there for you. Your family, your mom's going to always be there for you. Your dad's going to always be there for you. I mean, that's the main thing, just family.
I like the message that it was sending. You know, it was, you know, about this family and the love and the structure of this family, that no matter, you know, whatever bad times you're going through, you know, whatever relationships you have within the family, that there is one thing, or there's that something that keeps the family going. That soul food dinner, it's just all the love that goes into it, all the cooking, all the time, all the special ingredients, everything. It's like this nurturing, you know, and you have that every week.
what we get to see is a family that's going through a lot of struggles. I mean, it's functioning in the 90s with all this change, and she's trying to imbue the family members with her understanding and life and its simplicity. You sit down, you share your life, and that's what keeps it all going. And that's how the family stays together. It's the glue, you know. So when you sit down, you eating your greens and your chicken, you really loving each other, you know. So Faith has come back for that love, that glue, and that warm food, that soul food.
I really enjoyed it because it shows a family, well, the problems that come up in the family could come up in any family, you know, so it's universal. And what I like is the completeness, that it is about family. It's about family traditions. So even though there were conflicts and the regular sibling rivalries and things like this go on, as long as you keep them coming together, then this would keep the family united. And this was the thing that she wanted. She was there always to mediate, you know, and she knew different ways to do it, and I think that's how she handled it. She knew how to talk to them, and she was still in the process of training them, and she also knew that if she could keep them together long enough, they would begin to see things. I love the energy that they bring, and they're so wonderful to work with as an ensemble cast. They all seem to have bonded, you know, and we're all like a family together.
I think all the things that's happening, they're the solid couple, and they stay solid. And I think it's good to have a solid character, somebody you can lean on. And the good thing about Maxine, she's only the middle child in the family. And she realizes that she is the one that has to take over the family once the grandmother becomes sick. Brandon Heyman has tremendous instincts. When I first met him for an audition, his connections were so much like Ama, a kid who's able to hear and listen to everything and take all that in. Everybody knew they were making something special. I haven't seen a black family movie in a long time, and everybody knew that. And it was a time where we wanted to get out of the stereotypes, hood films, or a lot of comedies are coming out right now, but everybody wanted to do something different. And because of that frame of mind, everybody brought 100% to the project. She's so much like a grandmother, and everybody who meets her, who talks to her, and knows her, you immediately become close with her. I think people are feeling about time that we have a film that shows family, that shows black characters with great jobs, who have human problems, who are who pretty much upper middle class, and who are real, and who talk like we talk. Somebody who we can relate to at the same time.
I read the script, I think, like in an hour and a half because I couldn't put it down. It was, I mean, the characters were just so rich and so developed, and they reminded me so much of family members that I knew. I just kept turning the page, you know, waiting to see what was going to happen next. And I was so excited after reading it. The main core of the story was about the structure of family and family values, and we felt that that was, you know, something that everybody can relate to, and that, you know, that usually everybody has a, you know, a grandmother that, you know, reminds them of the Big Mama or Mother Joe character. But I think the thing that made us all so comfortable was that, you know, this entire movie was George's vision. You know, this is a movie about George's family. This whole movie, you know, has been in George's head, you know, for the last X number of years.
I responded to it in the sense where I could relate to this.
And I think that's what everybody's going to respond to the film. Everybody can relate to this, black, white, Latino, Asian. I mean, it just brings everybody together. It's not just a black story. It's a story about family first. I think George's strongest point is his relationship with the actors and what he brings out of them. And he makes it, everybody always comments that the film feels so real.
His name is Miles, so he named the group Milestone. And we had to create a group for him, so we figured we'd create kind of a super group. Grabbed Casey and JoJo and Kevin and Melvin and myself, and we I just ended up writing a song that I thought that Miles would write. If you have a great record, and the record feels like the movie, it feels like, and it has some sort of attachment more than just being a song, as a, just being a part of it, then it's a great marriage. And so when it works really good, it's a great thing. It's kind of a good time for soundtracks. People don't seem to be, they don't get tired of them, because I think it's one of those good things where you can have a collection of work that's, you know, by different artists, your favorite artists, and so that's always cool. This whole project is special, so anything that has to do with it is, you know, very special to us, and it's hopefully it's just the first.